Hello, great people. The acrimony between Mr. Peter Obi and Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo, as well as their supporters, deepens as the Edo State APC chairman, Jarrett Tenebe, has declared that he has deep-rooted hatred for Mr. Peter Obi and that anyone that attempts to stand in their way will be smoked out. In a moment, I'll leave you to watch the video of Jarrett Tenebe where he passed that kind of hate speech on Mr. Peter Obi at a press conference. Then when we come back, we'll be looking at the implication of Tenebe's statement on Nigeria's politics and polity, and also we'll be looking at the consequence and the influence that such statement can have on his political disciples, and also we'll be answering the question, why is the APC, particularly those in Edo State, why are they afraid of Mr. Peter Obi? Then we'll also be putting on a scale the political relevance of Mr. Peter Obi and the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo. We'll be doing all this and more on this episode with Joshua Plug, Dr. Omosholadeji. First, let us go and watch the video of the APC chairman in Edo State, Jarrett Tenebe. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
Since morning, while the primaries were going on, there's been a lot of criticism all over the press about the statement that Governor made yesterday when he was receiving one of the remaining of PDP Edo Central, where he said that Peter Obi has to take permission before that. And I think the governor was right in saying that, because we are also saying that the governor can say that because of the kind of hatred that people have for Peter Obi in the state, including me. And when you have people, so many of us that have such hatred for people like that, especially when they came to Edo State and people died, it is proper for him to tell the governor before he will come, so that people like us will be sent on errand out of Edo before he can come and possibly go. I'm sure that's the reason why the governor made that statement. That's why I think the governor made that statement, and it's correct. And we support him in whatever he's saying. So whatever anybody is saying, they're just saying rubbish. And I also want to send a message to people who call themselves APC in this state, that they should be very careful, because we only have PDP remaining, not ADC. So if you want to identify with ADC, you have to leave Edo for all.
There you have it. You just watch Edo State APC chairman Jarrett Tenebe's hateful oration against Mr. Peter Obi. If you don't remember Jarrett Tenebe, let me help you with a reminder. You will recall that during the Edo State governorship election that produced Monday Okpebholo, the current governor of Edo State, Jarrett Tenebe, was the one that became controversial for appearing on Arise News and asserting that Edo State people have been made very impoverished by Godwin Obaseki, so much so that they don't have the money to subscribe to their DSTV and GoTV. So by so doing, they don't watch Arise News. And it was being tackled at that point in time that if Edo State people don't watch Arise News, why are you appearing on the TV station and why are you bringing your political jingles to Arise News? The man is Jarrett Tenebe, and he is now out with another controversy. You see, what I can say is that, you see, Jarrett Tenebe is the type that inspires people to kill and destroy during election. If he can make that particular statement publicly, imagine what he's going to say to his political disciples in private. So it is safe to assert that Tenebe is one of the people that inspires their political disciple to kill and destroy during election. So if you just see political talks and some of their political disciples and they are killing and destroying during election, it is because of the confidence that has been given to them by somebody like Jarrett Tenebe. And that is why Nigerians have to be careful for this kind of man, particularly the APC fold. This is not the kind of man that should be a councillor in a state, not to now talk of being the APC chairman in Edo State. And if you are doubting the weight of Jarrett Tenebe's statement, let me read some of it out to you. And the statement reads that Peter Obi cannot come to Edo State without permission because of the intense hatred many of us imagine. Because of the intense hatred many of us, first, you cannot say that a citizen of Nigeria cannot come into Edo State without your permission. And if there is any issue at that, it is the job of the security agencies to provide the security of adequate security for Mr. Peter Obi. And if Mr. Peter Obi is coming to Edo State, definitely he can come there as a private citizen, just as he has done. Mr. Peter Obi presence in Edo State was not for any political reason whatsoever. He just went to the school, made his donation quietly, and visited some of his political supporters in Edo State. He didn't make any political show out of it. If Mr. Peter Obi had decided to go political with his visit, definitely the whole street of Edo State would have been flooded. And now, let me continue with the statement. He said, because of the intense hatred, many of us, the question is, how many of you truly hate Mr. Peter Obi in the true sense of it? And I would love a situation, because of this statement that he said, the intense hatred many of us, including myself, have for him. I would like if we can kind of like put a popularity test. In fact, if they need money to donate to such popularity test, I will be glad to donate my money to it, which is that let us combine the Jared Tenebe, the APC national chairman, combine him together with Monday Okpebolo, the governor of the state, and Mr. Peter will be standing on the other side. Let people vote for who they love most between both of them. Let us do like a popularity test in Edo State. If it is possible, it would have been the best way to resolve all this back and forth. A popularity test would have been very fantastic for you to see whether the people of Edo State truly hate Mr. Peter Obi, and it will be outrightly shameful if at the end of the day Mr. Peter Obi now comes out victorious from the popularity test, because he would have defeated the governor in his own state. He would have shown that he has popularity more than the governor in his own state. But then there will still be a popularity test sooner or later, because the presidential election is coming in 2027, and the governor will be telling his people to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then it will be a popularity test if Peter Obi is also on the ballot. But the big question in the 2027 popularity test is, will the popularity test be free and fair? Because if the statement of the governor, Monday Okpebolo, and the chairman of APC in Edo State is anything to go by, apparently the election in 2027 will be some form of war between them, and they won't make it free and fair. Let us go to the statement of Jared Tenebe again. He says that there's a deep-rooted hatred for him in this state, and anyone who stands in our way will be smoked out. Well, I think I've addressed the issue of the deep-rooted hatred that he asserted that they have for Mr. Peter Obi in the state, which is apparently a lie. And another statement that Tenebe made in that particular video that I found absurd is that he said that if you want to identify with ADC, which happens to be the coalition party, that if you want to identify with it, you have to leave Edo for us. What kind of a statement is that coming from the chairman of a ruling party, that, oh, if you want to identify with another party, definitely you have to leave Edo State for them? When PDP was in the state, was ruling the state, if PDP have come up with such a policy or such a statement, definitely would they be able to regain power in the state? So you can see that Jared Tenebe is a perfect example of what leadership should never be. Another thing is that if you look at it, imagine if it's an opposition that made such statement against the APC. Just imagine that in an opposition state, the governor now stand on the podium and say, well, this so-so-so APC chairman or this so-so-so political figure should not visit his state without his approval. Then the chairman of the state now comes up sooner or later and now say that, well, they have deep-rooted for the person in the state. The police would have swung into action. The DSS would have swung into action. In fact, they can create a crisis in that state, so much so that state of emergency would just be declared arbitrarily as it was done in Rivers State. So just imagine it for a moment that it was an opposition that made such statement against an APC candidate. You can imagine what would have been the after effect of such a statement. And I just hope that APC is not testing the waters for what to come in 2027. Hope this is not testing the waters for what Nigerians should expect in 2027, because we're in 2025 and the governor is already threatening. The APC chairman in the state is already expressing hatred. So when 2027 comes, what will now happen? Is this an example of what to expect in 2027? Is this what Nigerians will be experiencing when the election comes in 2027? So definitely is this kind of like testing the waters for the APC. And what I can say is that if APC is trying to be violent, then they should beware of bad precedents. And if you are the type that is supporting the action in Edo State, beware of bad precedent, because today you have a president that you like, you have a governor that you like, your party is the ruling party. If they misbehave today, if they stifle democracy, if they kind of like set all these bad precedents, tomorrow you can have a president or a governor that you don't like. But because the bad precedents have been set, definitely the ruling party at that time will want to follow such direction, and by that time you'll be crying foul. And that is why it is always good to strive for a just and equitable society. So if you are one of the people supporting the action of the governor of Edo State and the APC chairman, then you need to have a rethink. And another thing is that is Jared Tenebe under immunity? Why is the DSS not inviting him? Why is the police keeping quiet? Somebody is making such an hateful statement. We understand that the governor have immunity, but does Jared Tenebe also have immunity? And it is said, lastly, to assert that if care is not taken, it is politicians that will ruin this current democracy. Before, it is the military that usually hijack power. If care is not taken, it is this politician. They will create an atmosphere of violence, so much so that there may be a revolution in the society, and at the end of the day, the democracy that they've been enjoying will just vanish before their very eyes. And that is why it is always good for people to operate with decorum. If they continue like this, definitely they will be the one, they that are the utmost beneficiary of the democracy, because the democracy have not been bringing the development that it should. They that are the beneficiary of the democracy may be the one that will ruin the same democracy. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.